Nitrogen. Nitrogen is very important for our atmosphere because it is made um, it makes up the atmosphere by 78%, and nitrogen is also a key element in DNA and RNA, and it also is colorless, odorless, and is essential for life on Earth. For today, we're going to be talking about the human alteration of the global nitrogen cycle, so how humans influence the harmful effects of um, that comes with altering nitrogen cycle. And my name is Nyla Parker, um, and I'm doing the first two slides. Well, the first three slides, I guess, including this introduction. And we also have Maddie Nauman, Sophia Price, and Madeline McCubbins also contributing to this presentation. Nitrogen, nitrogen is very important for our plus. So essentially, the nitrogen cycle is very important for the atmosphere. As you can tell, bacteria is very important for the nitrogen cycle just because bacteria is responsible for nitrogen fixation, which basically changes this atmospheric nitrogen into usable, sustainable nitrogen used by plants and other organisms. And this is then changed to NH3, which is ammonia. And essentially what happens is nitrogen basically changes this nitrogen into ammonium, which is NH4 plus. And then it goes through ammonification. Then it's nitrified, and basically essentially it takes away a hydrogen, and then it is changed into ammonia, which is something that can be used by plants and other molecules, not molecules, other organisms to make other molecules, such as um, amino acids. And this ammonia is used to make amino acids, which is then used to create proteins. So the human alteration on the nitrogen cycle, that is what we're going to be talking about for this slide. Basically, humans affect the cycling of nitrogen in many ways. We are very industrial, and we affect the nitrogen basically by doing human-made stuff. So there's a chemical method called the Haber-Bosch process, and essentially this basically fixes nitrogen, so we can get basically nitrogen that isn't naturally produced. It is man-made. And most of this fixed nitrogen is used in lawns, gardens, and fields. And we basically use this in an example is artificial fertilizers. And this is bad because artificial fertilizers, as you can see in the slide, although it is very effective when it comes to giving plants the nutrients fast, organic fertilizers is the best option because it's more sustainable for the environment. Cause runoff, which is very bad for the freshwater and the organisms that live in the freshwater. So that is one reason why. So the human alteration on the nitrogen cycle, that is what we're going to be talking about.
Nitrogen fixation is related to food production. Agriculture builds our populations. The agricultural systems require large amounts of fixed nitrogen. Our population is predicted to double, and with that increases the production of nitrogen fertilizer. They are working to make nitrogen fertilizer better and more productive. It is predicted that fossil fuel emissions will also double. We need to improve fuel combustion and the airborne byproducts to reduce emissions.
So in conclusion, nitrogen is one of the most important nutrients needed for life. The nitrogen cycle is both good and bad for our atmosphere, but too much nitrogen can cause nutrient imbalances and difficulty of ecosystems to retain nitrogen. Too much nitrogen, such as ammonia, acidifies aquatic ecosystems and causes acid rain. It also limits oxygen in estuaries. If we don't start preventing the fossil fuel emissions, the impact it will have on the atmosphere will get progressively worse as time goes on.